Okay, everyone, prepare for launch, and we are live. Current wallet count?
2143 and growing, Doctor.
Great. Let's start by injecting some liquidity. Give ourselves a fighting chance here.
Market cap holding steady.
Dex ads are live.
Nice work. Let's run KOLs in T-minus 10 minutes.
Yes, Doctor.
Doctor, we've had a substantial sell-off.
Well, sucks to be then, now doesn't it? Administer 20 cc's of volume, stat, and increase mind share across social media. Let's put that community to work.
Right away, Doctor.
Market cap increasing dramatically, Doctor.
Dip has been neutralized.
Looks like our little friend is gonna make it. Great job, everyone. You make this look easy. Launch your token with surgical precision on lunarpump.fun. Now, with embedded live streaming using some of your favorite trusted platforms.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Squiggo Joe, here with DeFi Sean and Mr. Pixels, and welcome to Moon Monday. Guys, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below. When you subscribe, put on notification, put that bad boy in all. And if you're listening on Twitter, hit the follow button. Also, if you're on Twitch, hit follow as well.
What is up, everybody? Back for another Moon Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Some exciting developments, of course. Excited to get to it.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? As Joe said, like button, subscribe button, repost button, reshare button. Make sure it gets sent everywhere. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. Not tons of new stuff since Infinaeon Friday, but they've been working nonstop on that UI. I know Mr. Pixel is going to go ahead and show it off a little bit, especially if anyone wasn't on the episode Friday. But yeah, guys, before we hop into that, how was everyone's weekend?
Joe, go ahead. How about you?
Running around, DMing people, just running around, just doing errands and DMing people. That's all I've been doing. Setting up messages, as many as possible. That's it.
Yeah, right. Yes, I say, man. I pretty much been nothing but working on content, working obviously on the UI, and as Sean mentioned there, we kind of just started doing a little bit of testing as of today. It's Strixie out there. Shout out. He's been crushing it over the weekend, getting it ready. So just a few more little tweaks, but it's pretty close to being there. Yeah, excited for it. That was my weekend. A little bit of family time, as much as I could squeeze in as possible. But you know, it's been pretty much sitting in front of the screen and my eyes turning square for the most part. What you, Sean?
Yep, had some family in town, so hung out with them. Mixed in the Slurp burns that we have going on. For anyone that isn't paying attention to Slurp, very much still alive. The team is burning. I kind of got full reign to kind of handle that marketing strategy. So every day at 4 p.m. Eastern, we're in there doing dunk races, burning tokens, and I believe I'll show it. They put on the website the amount of supply that's been burned. Again, they got a decent amount, and those burns are going to continue. So it's only a matter of time before people kind of take notice about what's going on over there. Some other stuff, some other tokens I think people are talking about launching. We'll probably kind of go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I know our girl C Lady is launching one, which we'll talk about. We have another team actually that's in the process of setting up a private Telegram to go ahead and start getting people over. Now, with that said, now that we feel comfortable with the ICO, like Slurp, anything that requires a ICO or anything that we help push, we will make sure that the only way we'll push it is our community getting ICO slots and different things like that. Again, first one we got out the way, made sure there was no hiccups. There actually was a few hiccups. They were all taken care of, but yeah, now we're comfortable moving forward and making sure that, everyone's safe operating on Lunar Pump. So super excited about that. But yeah, I say let's start off with the UI, man, because that looks sick as hell. I mean, I was telling Mr. P, this might be the best product we've ever made. Obviously, it's our product with the most potential. I saw a stat when I was doing my my podcast. Pump.fun is now ahead of Hyperliquid for the third platform, generating at 3.1, I think, million dollars in revenue in 24 hours.
Insane.
I think Circle and Tether are the only two platforms ahead of them. They just passed Hyperliquid. So the only things ahead of them are stable coins. Imagine they're generating over $3 million per 24 hours in just revenue. That's not volume. Volume is way above that, obviously. That's just revenue. So that's what we're after. We're just after even just a small market share of that will change everything for Infinaeon and LunarPump. And obviously, I think that it starts with the UI. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up, Miss P. Let you kind of take it over.
Oh yeah,
Show
no
everything.
worries. Yeah, and I agree. I'm just doing a quick refresh there as well. I mean, you might hear some audio coming in. So it's been brought to life pretty much. Anybody that wasn't able to check in on Infinaeon on Friday, we're gonna do a quick recap. I know Joe was missing, so he's super tuned in. He's super excited to see this. but yeah, so just kicking it off here. Adam did and Adam's been cranking at this hardcore as well in the background. So shout out to him as well for just getting this whole thing boilerplated and stuff. And but yeah, he did a presentation on it last Friday, and we'll give a quick run through it today. So we got our logo up here on the top left. Then obviously one of our biggest features is the chain select, and the beautiful thing about the chain select is the background that changes when you do select, so you know at all times exactly what chain you're on. There's Infinaeon there. Of course, Solana is going to be the one that will be live initially. The other ones will be up there, but they will be grayed out until they've been brought up to speed with this as well. But that shouldn't take too long. And then, of course, you got BSC when you select that chain. You got Base when you select that chain. You got Ethereum once that drops. And we'll stick with Solana for now, as that is going to be the main chain that's on there. But when you come up here, you can just select this, and you'll be able to select your chain like that. Then, obviously, you'll have your standard launch right here. And I don't know if I was meant to say it, but I think we can say it. It's pretty close anyway. We are going to be offering also just a standard dev buy, and then there'll be an option for a bundle buy. Because we were talking about it, and we think the best people go and they do that anyway. So why not like add to the stickiness of our own platform and allow them to do it within the platform itself? There we go. Token just bonded. I'm sure did everybody hear that? So yeah, we were just thinking let it within the platform. Why not? Why do we need to like send people away to do things that they're just going to do anyway? So the more services and features we can offer to keep the platform sticky, keep people on it, the better. So that you'll have that option within their straight regular dev buy or a bundle buy you can do. And then with your ICO, obviously, you'll have your really tailored specific launch where you can do that public or private whitelist kind of setup. That basically allows you to set your wallets, the amount of wallets, the amount per wallet, your bonding curve, the time duration for the whitelist, pre-sale, whatever you want to call it. The ICO, we call it initial community offering, not to be confused with initial coin offering, but it's a play on words on that, where it goes to the community instead of like all being kept in-house. So that's the idea behind that. So that's your two launch options right there. And then here just to the right of it, you got your link over for Pump Social. So the social media account over there, that is going to be, that'll be ramping up to, and a lot more crypto friendly things. These things are going to be very intertwined, let's say, and there'll be a lot of features that will lend themselves to both platforms. So yeah, you can just go right to the website there. You can download it from the Google Play or the App Store on there, and we click off of that. Then down here, just below that, you can see all the live streams that are currently ongoing. It shows you here where it's on. Whoever has the most amount of viewers obviously will be furthest left, and then you can click in here, view all, and it'll go to open up a page with all the live streams that are currently ongoing. And then over here we got our King of the Galaxy, which are your top 5. There's another one, nice, good timing, just bonded for us. And when it bonds, it does that little animation, and you hear a rocket take off. And then these are the top 5 closest to bonding at any time. So we did have some suggestions last week too, that what we'll do is once it's getting kind of towards the end, that there might be a little reward feature built in for whatever like wallet tips it over the line and bonds it finally, so that there might be kind of a rush for people to bond it to try and get that extra whatever percentage or earn a little extra cash, because they're the ones that sent it over. So that's something we talked about. We had some suggestions from the community. I think it was Only Up or something. That suggested that, which is a good idea. So that's something that we're looking at implementing as well. And then up here on the top right of the bar, you have your volume. So obviously you can turn off that sound, put it on or off. I haven't heard of the cha-ching yet, but we do have the cha-ching function working here as well. It pops up here. Hopefully it'll pop up before we close this out, and you get to hear it. Up here, then obviously once you connect your wallet, you can click connect. And that doesn't seem to be working for me right now. I don't address the mock-up build. But yeah, a little window pops up there, allows you to connect your wallet as usual. And then this will pop up over here giving you a connection. Because if you're trading on site, obviously you want to know that you got a good connection. You know, because all these things make a difference when you're trying to, you know, speed trade and get in quick and this and that. So that gives you that up there. And then you can select to toggle on or off 18, ask you if you want to consent or proceed. And you consent, and then it'll give you the option down here in our search bar, which is down to the next part. You can search any tokens here, and then you can filter these out below by whatever recent ICO, if it's hot, the 18 plus obviously then. And we will also have a watch feature, basically where there'll be a little icon right here that you can click and it'll add it to your watch list. And then we'll have the bonded, and then you can just view all. And then down here, you just have your whole list of tokens. And at the very bottom, then we're going to have any live transactions going on, the top performers on the site. And obviously, the rest of the site will be built out like this. But that's basically our homepage right now, our hero section. Let's say, hold on, he's giving me another link here real quick. Let me click this one. This might work. This might do it. Okay. All right, he has it. Let's see. There we go. Connect the wallet. Okay, so there you go. It connects your wallet. It shows your actual wallet address, obviously, which is very important, and it shows your Solana balance right there. And then you have your settings here for the volume. We'll also allow it so that you can turn off the cha-ching, or you can turn off select which one you want to be able to hear. Because sometimes, you know, you might want to hear something bonding, or so you can just adjust the volume like that while you're doing other things. So that's something that obviously will be implemented as well as soon as possible. And oh yeah, this is a slightly upgraded version now, actually, that I'm looking at it. And it's got the Pump Social actually is up here on the top, and then you can just slide through these as well. And on mobile, this looks really good on mobile too, by the way. I know Sean dropped a video in there showing it off on mobile, but we'll drop another one into the chat too, just to give people a look. We were trying to live stream the mobile version, but it wouldn't let me share screen on here on StreamYard. So there we go. There's the cha-ching. Once that comes in, everybody gets distributed a certain amount of Solana or whatever it would be, just for being active traders on the platform. That's all you got to do it is just trade. And, you know, everybody gets a little ding like that, depending on, you know, the amount that's coming in, being generated, just going back into the ecosystem, the Infinaeon way, let's say. So yeah, so that's, I think I have it all covered there on everything, I believe. And yeah, we'll drop some more into the Telegram, just so people can check out the mobile. Joe, what do you think? You were missing here last week. How you like it?
Yeah, no, it looks great. I like how everything we said was going to be done is basically been featured in here, and more. You know, the UI is a lot cleaner. It takes everything and puts it in a way that, you know, I want everyone to understand. Like, you look at a website like Pump.fun, and you see how fast everything's moving and how everything's going crazy. And, you know, this was taken in mind when the new UI was being done about how everything's still fast moving. So I think it's really good, and it kind of sets us up and teases up for a more fast moving site. Once we, you know, obviously get more integration, you know, since we have the new updated UI compared to, you know, the previous one. The way it was designed compared to like Pump.fun and how fast that can move as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's the thing. Like, you got to have a site where people want to come and they want to hang out, right? Because if you're talking about DJs, or you're talking about any gambling site, you're talking about casinos, like let's just like be totally honest here. That's why they do well, right? Is because the reality is that they're able to keep people on the site, keep them. Just, I mean, you're literally just in here watching something that's close to bonding and seeing if you can make a quick buck, or maybe you're in with a specific like hardcore legit community that aren't just, you know, in here playing the slots or whatever you want to call it, and they're building out an ICO, like whatever it is. Having it have a pulse is so important. And some of them are like PumpFun is like pretty hardcore on the pulse, right? We always laugh that you need a welding mask to go on there. But this is it's subtle. It's a lot more I guess maybe civilized, you could say, or whatever you want to call it. But it's very subtle, but you can see that there's a pulse. It's somewhere where you'd much more prefer like to hang out. And of course, that whole trading feature is going to be added here too. You're going to be trading live on the platform because as soon as a token does bond, you want to be able to do that and keep them on the site, you know, and trading on the site from tokens that have bonded. And of course, you know, we're going to have that live stream that's going to be running the whole time. And, you know, just if someone is live streaming during, you know, the process of trying to bond, you know, we don't want it just all to cut off just because, you know, they bonded. No, you got to go somewhere else to like trade it. We want all that in-house, right? We want the live stream to continue. We want people to stay there talking, chatting in it, and, you know, trading the token. So that's all going to be built in. Of course, you know, you want the fees, right? You want to be able to collect that fee transaction to deliver it back into the community, the back end, and facilitate, you know, the cha-ching function and all those other things, staking, whatever else it might be, right? Back into the project besides, hey, sending them off somewhere else. And then like we lose out on that extra revenue. So, you know, I think it's perfect once that is kind of in there. I think, like I said, the main goal here is to have something that's got a pulse and it keeps people on the site engaging with projects. And of course, you know, the big call to action here for our community is once this goes live, I'm going to do something myself too. I'm going to do some live streaming, so that, you know, I can add to that activity on the site. I launch something and I live stream. My idea, I was telling the guys about it, is, you know, I'd probably just do like show people how to create content, which is, you know, what I do. So that's something I could offer. It might be entertaining. People can learn some stuff. And, you know, the idea is that maybe we can have the community build and create content for the actual LunarPump social media account itself, and then push it out the next day and stuff like that, and have the community more engaged in that side of things. So I want to do it because, you know, I want to show off the features. I want to show off the live stream. I want to show off that King of the Galaxy. We need to make sure that when new people do come and projects do come, that they see activity here. They see something, even if it's just us launching tokens for now. And like I said, you know, launch a token and just go in there and trade it, right? Just trade it yourself. If you're part of this community, just to kind of help us get that activity. Even if we gotta fake it till we make it, then, you know, so be it. That's what the crypto space is like a lot of the time anyway. A lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of this and that. So like, we just need to make sure that when people come, they feel that pulse in here, that there's, you know, that the site is active and it's not just like a dead duck, like the old one was. So yeah, super excited for it, and anything anybody can do to help out. And again, like we've said, if you don't have the cash or whatever and you can't invest in tokens, just help out. Anything, everything. Like the same with Slurp and all that stuff. These are all initiatives. These are marketing initiatives to try and get people over here. So everything you can do as a community member, like just do it, and reach out to anybody. And again, shout out to the Knights and all those guys over there too. They're crushing it, pushing stuff out on Reddit and anywhere and everywhere. But yeah, pumped for it. Excited.
Yeah, awesome. Again, everything looks great. I can't wait for us to go live. Can you hear me, Joe? I'm definitely not muted.
Not here.
Yep. Yeah,
you're good.
I know what. I know how. But yeah, did we get a couple of
So y'all can't hear me, or y'all can't hear me? I'm good.
I thought that was Joel's vape taking off. Yeah, he usually mutes,
okay,
but
good.
Sometimes he forgets to mute, and that is the exact same sound that you hear when Joel's hitting that thing. I did mute it for now.
I love that. I love that little rocket noise.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Sean. You might have to.
Still can't hear me?
I can hear Sean.
Unless other people can hear me. Maybe it's me. It might be me.
I don't think
everyone else hear Sean?
It could be me. Hold on.
I can hear both
my
of
audio
you.
kind of messes up.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Pixels can hear us.
You can hear me, Mr. Pixels, right?
Don't think so. He's not.
Oh, his audio.
It's about to say he's not reacting like he can hear you.
Oh. I swear I thought he was hearing me before.
But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we should be live with this. I think this week is the goal. So it's close. And then we just keep evolving. This is a really good starting point. Again, we have everything we need. We've got the UI, we got the products. And again, just want to keep everyone on the platform. We have a multitude of different ways we're doing it. I'm not sure if we released everything yet. Obviously, the streaming. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what we all said. But yeah, the goal is to keep everyone on the platform. We don't want anyone leaving the platform. That's why we're integrating the Jupiter function on it so people can trade even after the token bonds and different things like that. The chat and everything else that's going to be associated will keep everyone on the site, which is always a great thing.
Yeah, that was totally me. For some reason, my my audio just cuts out sometimes, so I got to leave and come back. But
hey, I got CP here. What's going on, CP? Good to see you,
hey,
brother.
what's up, CP? How we doing, bro? Yeah, I think this UI has kind of ignited the community a lot more. And I mean, let's be honest here. Like, the reality is that this is going to be the biggest revenue generator we're going to have here. So, like, it's so important that we push this out and we get this adoption. You heard Joe earlier on. He's up all weekend, not a wink of sleep, and he's been just DMing nonstop. And that's what we need. Like, that's what it's going to take here, guys. Like, all of us, like, we are nonstop here behind the scenes, and we just need, like, we need the community now as well to just rally behind this thing. We're doing everything we can. And of course, the UI is going to make it's a huge game changer, and it's a much sweeter product to actually to shill to people now in the form that it's going to be in here pretty soon. So yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of heads I hadn't seen in a while pop up in the chat and stuff since it kind of dropped. So it's good. That means the community sentiment is good, and yeah, it's exciting to see. And glad to see everybody popping back in and realizing that, yeah, this was never going to go away. It was always going to be a tough, hard slog grind and whatever you want to call it. But I feel like the timing is good right now. I feel like it's like the Solana is pumping, and like Sean, you said at the start, they have become what was the statistic, number 3?
No, Pump Fun. Yeah, so Pump Fun.
Yes,
it looks
like
they're,
launchers, I guess. Yeah,
they're the number 3 behind Circle and Tether, if I'm not mistaken. Behind the top 3 revenue generating platforms over a 24-hour period. They passed up Hyperlink, I think it is. And yeah, so I mean, they're crushing it. And again, we don't even need all that. And we've been over it a multitude of times, but the reason why we went with this platform, there is an opening in the market, I guess you can say, for this. Obviously, a lot of people know with the L2, getting adoption is extremely hard. Everywhere from the cost of everything to getting people to actually use it. I'm not kidding when I tell you I've spent the last 18 months of my life pushing this platform, pushing on the blockchain to people. And again, it's like one of those things where no one wants to launch on it because no one's on it, but you'll never be able to create volume because people aren't using it. You know, it's kind of like the thing when, again, I kind of relate it to when you're 16 looking for a job. No one will hire you because you don't have experience, but you can't get experience because no one will hire you. So it's kind of like one of those things with the blockchain, which makes it very difficult. And when we saw an opening, and for a multitude of different people suggested that we go the token launcher route too. And we saw the opening, and again, less than 50 token launches on the market that we're aware of. We're offering things that no one else is offering. We have the live stream. We're about to introduce Jupiter. We're introducing everything to make it an all-in-one stop shop for this platform. So once you get on this platform, you don't have to leave. You can trade from the platform. You can do everything from this platform. And with that said, some people were talking about the VCs. We did dial back some from the VCs. Again, they were a necessary evil for us to be able to deliver everything that we've delivered. Not really the blockchain, because we actually covered the cost of the blockchain up front, but everything since then, from the wallet to LunarPump to the DEX to everything else involved. Obviously, funding is required. To get the additional funding that we need to launch everything, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of money. From Dex Screener to Dex Tools to CoinGecko to CMC to all those integrations, you're talking about 7 figures worth of money to be able to integrate all that into it. So, you know, VCs are unfortunately necessary. A lot of your not a lot, all of them, from Solana to all of them, they use VCs. So a number of things. You'll see them launch and they almost all dive. That's because of all the VCs that got in early. They got discounts, they got percent bonuses. That's one of the main things that brought them down. Or if you're fortunate enough, you'll have a project, maybe like a Sui or some other ones that do so much in volume, it goes unnoticed. Again, difference between everyone else and us is we tell everyone what we're doing at all times. It was never even a discussion to try to hide the VCs. That's why we didn't send tokens off. I've said this before. We didn't send tokens off to centralized exchanges to try to hide the transactions or anything. We kept everything front and center, completely transparent for everyone to see, so that everyone knew at all times what we were doing. So yeah, this is the next iteration coming right here, and I'm really excited for it. And again, just a fraction. So what was it, like 1% of what they do, of what PumpFun does, would yield us about $20,000 a day. Just 1% of that market share would yield us about $20,000 in revenue per day, which would mean instantly 10,000 going towards Infinaeon per day. And that's just 1%. Even doing 0.5% isn't the end of the world. So it's just a matter of getting everyone on board. We have a big presentation that I set up for a lot of big people that we're presenting this to them, to hopefully get eyes on us. Merck's a big part. He has tons of connections going to all of the different events he actually goes to in person. Dude goes to Dubai. He goes everywhere, and creates all kinds of connections for us, which is absolutely awesome. Making those real world connections definitely got us, our foot in the door with a lot of different places. So we have the necessary stuff to make this a success, and hopefully, they're learning a lot of the ins and outs about how it works. I do know a lot of tokens that are launching on PumpFun are like AI generated. They're set up with different platforms to like search for things, and when a keyword hits, whether it be political, whatever it is, it'll automatically launch a token. So like you'll see like tons of tokens launching on pump.fun. It's actually not real people behind it a lot of the times. So like I've learned so much stuff in the background about how all these platforms work. And so we're replicating a lot of what they're doing, but trying to do it better. I think if I'm not mistaken, PumpFun, they started up their video again too, right?
Yeah, they're doing a big push at the moment for live stream, right, Joe?
Yep. Which isn't necessarily the worst thing for us with the stuff that we're going to be introducing. And during your presentation, Mr. P, did you mention? Did we get to that point yet?
No.
Okay, we're not. That's why I didn't say anything
about
yet.
it just yet. Yeah, we're holding that one very, very close to our chest.
We're integrating even more stuff to be even better than what they did, which is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, they're live streaming. It's out, but it's not currently how we have it implemented. Where they have their live streaming, I believe it's service sided, meaning that they have it all. They're doing everything, which is good and bad, because if it's service sided, that means you could live stream on there. But if there's something they don't like, they yank it. Where for us, it's not service sided. So like, if you live stream from OnlyFans, from YouTube, from Twitch, you're beholden to the moderation on those platforms you're live streaming from, rather than the actual platform itself. So I feel like our live stream platform gives more, depending where you live stream from, obviously, gives more freedom rather than just service side. I could be wrong. I'm not, like I said, I looked into it a bit. It looks service sided. It could be the same way, kind of like how we have it, but from what I'm seeing, I believe it's service-sided. And I think that, once again, their biggest problem with their live stream when they first initially did it was zero moderation. So you had guys like putting a gun to a dog's head and calling that content for a token. It was insane. So they took it down, they fixed it, and they threw it back up. But it doesn't look like something that's really being pushed. They're trying to push it, but they're not trying to push it because they're worried about, if their moderation is good enough, if it's not good enough. So they're in this weird tug of war. Whereas the way we do it is we say, hey, listen, you go live stream with us, but you go live stream on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, OnlyFans. And by doing that, the moderation is done via those platforms, which I think gives more freedom.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Kryptonite asked a question. Have I tried contacting Bonnie Blue? Isn't she in jail? I thought. I don't think she has time to make a coin. I could be wrong though, but I think she wanted to join because she tried doing she tried seeing if people can throw pets down a hallway, and I think the cops got in trouble with the cops behind that. But no, I haven't had time to really contact her. I didn't even think about that because. From what I heard about her.
Yeah, and one of the big things too I like about having the third party integration is that, if you, let's say you are an influencer or something on, let's say, YouTube or one of those channels or one of those platforms, and you want to come over and you want to, utilize the live streaming on LunarPump. The advantage that you have of doing that is that once you have your YouTube connected, when you're live streaming on YouTube, it'll automatically also be live streamed on LunarPump. So that means that you can create and generate your average ad revenue on YouTube at the same time as like while you're live streaming on LunarPump. So you're actually able to generate revenue on both ends, right? Through your token and through whatever, right? Through your audience on YouTube. Whereas if it's in-house, then the only way you would be able to do that is if you were using StreamYard, and that would require StreamYard then to have integration access for what would now be required for, let's say, PumpFun. If you wanted to do something like that with PumpFun, StreamYard or one of those, multi-streaming platform services that people use would need to have PumpFun integration in order to be able to do that. So when you do it with something like the way we have it set up, anyone with an influencer has an audience on one of those other platforms get to kill two birds with the one stone without having to pay any extra money for something like a StreamYard or whatever else to be able to do it. So that's a big thing in my opinion. I think that's going to be massive for us, and some other stuff that we're keeping really close to our chest for right now, until we actually have it live. You won't hear about it until it's live. And functional and have someone using it. So, but it's really good. It's going to be a big plus for us over the competition too. So excited for that when it comes, and it shouldn't be too long. I think it might even drop with the UI, even if we get to that point. We'll have to see how things are going, but it's looking good, and yeah, excited for it.
Yeah, extremely excited for it too. I'm tired of being in like this like we have been for months now, kind of like in this standstill. I'm ready to start pushing things forward. Speaking of that, we're going to have a big team meeting. We kind of had one last week. There's going to be a multitude of different options of things we can do moving forward. We're going to have one last meeting, and then we'll probably have a Telegram voice chat to kind of get everyone involved in the conversation, hear everyone's opinion, and kind of see what's the best route forward to really push the ecosystem, the chart, everything moving forward. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be later this week or early next week at the absolute latest. But YouTube, it's not the best platform because all you guys can do is type. We want to be able to verbally talk. And yeah, we'll get all our ducks in a row, and we will push this thing hopefully to the masses.
And to answer your question, I just DM Bonnie Blue. I just sent her a DM. So
Guy never stops working, guys.
Yeah.
He's so dedicated.
I literally just sent her a DM. I was like, all right, that's because you're not wrong,
And I had to pop this up again because this is one of the most beautiful features that I really like, is when you're changing chain, the way it all changes in the background there, so you always know exactly what chain you're on, and how it works so well, like doing that, and it looks so good no matter which chain you decided to go on. So I just wanted to bring that up and show it off. But yeah, it's looking sweet. And anybody in the comments, of course, shout out to everybody. We're at, I think that's 95, close to 100 viewers at the moment across YouTube, Sean, Joe's channels, of course, the main Infinaeon channel. We're on Infinaeon on Twitch, and then right across X, LunarPump, the main one, Sean, Joe, and Infinaeon as well. So appreciate everybody for jumping in and tuning in. And of course, if you're not already, jump into the Telegram. We always have live, all the team are always watching on the Telegram anyway. So if you've got any questions, any concerns, whatever, jump in there, ask your questions. Any questions here in the chat, suggestions about the platform, feedback, we welcome it all. We want it all. The goal here is, this is a community-driven project, and, we want the feedback from the community all about it. And, the more, the spicier the integration we have, the better. Obviously, when we do introduce that whole trading set up within the platform, we're going to be taking a big leaf out of like what Axiom do, right? Because Axiom have a really good setup, the way they have their buys and all this stuff. There's going to be like built-in sniper bots, potentially built-in volume bot. We have discussed that, so it's a strong possibility of that. And there's going to be a buy bot, so it's all going to be kind of tied in. Everything's going to be in there. It's going to be a one-stop shop. And of course, once Social Swarm comes around as well, it's going to be another massive feature that we're going to be able to tack on for communities to use and try and deliver that ultimate metric that we want. Yes, we want the 5.5% or the 1%. Like, that's really good. But that comes with, good runs, tokens going over the milli, possible as best as possible, activity on the chain. And of course, if we can deliver a metric where we have a good, strong success rate and everything we can do to facilitate that for the community, any products we can add in order to do that and make, raise that, the better, right? The more success we have coming off the platform, the better it's going to look. The more green candles we have, the better it's going to look. And it's going to start, like I already said earlier, it's going to start with, obviously, we're delivering as much as we can here. We'll always be going live. We got Papa during the week doing Lunar Pump Radio, bringing in these projects. So we really want to start pushing them over there, and there'll be huge incentives. There's going to be referral rewards. There's going to be, I'm sure Papa will be doing promotional stuff on there to try and get people that are in the audience to come over and launch with us, benefit from something, give them some reward for doing it, just to kind of get that early interaction and get that early, pulse going within the platform, so that we can see that beautiful homepage. Right now it's simulated, but we want that like looking and working for real, so any and all incentives we can do. And of course, if people hear that, hey, I'm just over there and this thing is cha-chinging every so often and my Solana balance goes up, people just come over just to connect the wallet, do a couple of, like I said, and this is another thing too, like for the community, which I didn't touch on a moment ago when I said it, but if you're over there and like when we're trying to get this going, obviously we kind of got to simulate a little bit at the start to try and make sure that when people come in, it's active and there's life here. But again, if you're just on there and you set up a token and you're just trading back and forth with others' tokens, and this is kind of an organized effort, you'll be entitled to earn some of that cha-ching. So it's like you'll still be benefiting from just trading on the platform also. So I think it's a good way for us to go to do that. It's going to require a big community push for us, as well as all of ourselves. I'm sure you will see plenty of videos coming out. Krypton calls will be kicked into overdrive. X ads will start ramping up. We've held back on those because, you get one chance to make a first impression, right? So we don't want to like expend tons of ammunition and then have people come to, the equivalent of a dog turd in comparison to what we have right now. So, that's kind of where we're at. We're like, let's just hold on any big massive push, any overzealous expenditure for right now until like this platform is super sticky, it's beautiful, it's alive, it's got a pulse, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Once that drops, big push at that point. Quick question, Sean, maybe you can answer this. Does the activity of a wallet reset after a cha-ching?
That I'm not 100% sure. Matt, are you here? Matt may know.
Yeah, maybe Matt, if he's in the audience there, if he's watching, he can answer that. If
I
not,
don't think it does. But yeah, I can't say 100% for sure.
I would imagine maybe it would be on a kind of a leaderboard thing, right? And then maybe there's a reset every 24 hours. I don't know exactly how it works, but we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll get that answer for you though, for sure, because that's a good question.
Oh, you hear that? You hear those bonding tokens? That's like, when you hear that, that's going to be money generating right into the ecosystem, going back into everybody, facilitating all the tokens, all the launches, everything we got going, the cha-ching, the whole lot. So it's going to be exciting to be on there when it's actually nice and active and there's people on there. And again, it's not going to take a massive amount of people to kind of get it going. So anybody that wants to go on there, and again, if you do launch and you're deciding, you want to do this to help us out, like, please launch your token. Hey, get creative. You never know what could happen. And just put on a live stream, even if it's just something that's pre-recorded, that's just on a loop or whatever it is, just so we can kind of generate this and fill up our lovely section up here, up top, where it slides back and forth. And we want all these things active here and pumping and swapping and showing as much as we can on that front. Fake it before we make it.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, it looks like Adam might have said the payouts happen during transactions. Cha-ching will pop and show how much has been distributed on a given day, so it won't be exactly as shown here. Okay, well, that's good to know. Again, just a little bit more kind of, I get data on exactly like percentages and things like that. We'll have to get found out from Matt whenever he surfaces, but yeah, it's going to be quite the feature to have, you know, especially when you're you know, on the degen tip, right? You can just come over here and you're just in there doing little, even if it's just little small trades, you got something set up that's trading this, trading that, something on your watch list, you know, you're generating revenue. And yeah, did you have something that you were going to pull up there too, Sean?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm having to respond to this message. It's important.
Oh yeah, no worries. Never stop working. You see that, peeps? Boom, more money coming into the coffers right there. But yeah, if anybody in the audience or anybody watching anywhere live, you know, jump in with any questions you guys got, any suggestions, and let us know. I mean, what's the community sentiment out there? What is, you know, are you guys going to be able to get? You think you got a lot of, you know, maybe potential groups, because obviously everybody has their own cliques, their own networks within the space, and you know, of people that do this, the developers that do launch tokens, and it's been made so easy now that like anybody can be a developer at this point. It's not that complicated. And if anybody needs help with anything, of course, like you got the whole Infinaeon community in there that can assist with anything, show you how to use it. There'll be tutorial videos popping up about how to use the platform and all that kind of stuff. So you know, it's going to be easy for anybody to get involved and kind of do it, you know. So, you know, just reach out to your networks. As we said, like this new UI should be easy for people to be able to shill it basically, and have people come over and get involved and get active, and with the incentives and the rewards and the maximum control of your launch, be it via, like I said earlier, if it's through just a regular dev buy initial launch, like your standard launch, you have that option obviously right here with your launch button. And then you have also within this, once you click into that, you will have an option to do a bundle buy as well, which, you know, a lot of people do. And, you know, no other launchers, I believe, are offering that at this moment in time. So, you know, people go out of their way to go and like set that up on the back end anyway. So why have them go somewhere else to do it is a kind of our thought. Like, we want to keep this site as sticky as possible, so that the idea is to have as many of those features built in right now so that people don't have to leave the site. And then of course, you know, maximum control with the ICO, and you got your public or private ICO whitelist setting there where you can control the wallet amounts, the amount per wallet, the duration, the bonding curve, all those things, and take maximum, as our advert says, surgical precision of your launch, you know. But yeah, so I'm excited. If anybody's got any dev friends over there that want to come over, keep an eye out for any incentives that are going to be dropping, referral stuff that's going to be dropping, and, you know, start making your list now of who you think you might be able to approach, because I'd imagine when we do kind of start pushing this, the referral reward will be pretty substantial on the initial launch once we roll it out. So getting ahead on that, you know, it might make yourself a little bit of extra cash, and, you know, you're bringing stuff to the platform. If you're holding a bag of Infinaeon, or if you're involved in the community at all, like, this is all beneficial for everything that we're doing, you know.
Absolutely. All right, boys. I don't see any more questions. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. Unless you guys got anything else you want to say, Mr. Pixels and Sean?
Yeah, one thing real quick.
Yeah.
I'm going to share my screen real quick. So let's see. We got to pull you down. Oh, there we go. Like I said, Slurp, they're starting aggressively burning. 4.7% has been burning. I don't think they updated it with the current race, which was another 0.2%. Also, see, lady, go visit Only Rose. I'm not sure if the Telegram's public yet. If it is, she can drop it in the chat. But I think this is going to be one of the next cool ones to come off of LunarPump, and I have a feeling it's going to do well. I think everyone's excited for this one.
Nice.
You know, they're big parts of the community. The team launching this is a big part of the community. Everyone knows them well, and yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. It's also, I believe, going to be an 18+ token, which is really cool, having a 18+ Rose. So yeah, can't wait for it. I don't know exactly their timeline, but I believe happening soon.
So this is going to be a relaunch, kind of are they going to use like the ICO thing?
I believe so. I don't want to, again, like with the other team, I don't want to speak for them, but I think so. I think that's what it's going to be.
And hey, you know, when that's coming up, you know, reach out to us, guys. Feel free to come on Moon Monday. Like, that's what this kind of show is ultimately going to be as well. Once we kind of start rolling this out, any, developers out there, members of the community that are looking to launch, have launched, they got some good quality things. Just come on here, show us what you're doing, show us what you're building, hype the community, bring people on. It's good exposure. That's what we want to do. So like, once we get to that point, Moon Monday is going to be like focus on the community. And that's again why I want to do the live stream when we do get all this going, is that so I can involve the community more in the content that gets pushed out from our main social media accounts. I want them involved in, hey, give me ideas, let me know what you want to create. Hey, I'll show you how to use AI to do it if you're not familiar. I'll show you how to make these adverts that I make and stuff like that. So, doing that and just really involving the community as much as possible is a big thing for us going forward. There she is. Yes, relaunch the Solana using all the ICO features, spicy content. Ooh.
Is it going to be a private ICO, public ICO? We got those details yet?
Let's see.
I'm assuming she's listening if she just posted it.
Yeah, she is. See, lady, we're gonna have to have you on when this is all going live, just to let everybody know what you guys are doing over there. Probably, it looks like it might be the first 18 plus side of things that we're going to be doing. Private, there it is, private ICO. I like it. Okay, yep. And
spicy
I'm sure there'll be.
I'm seeing,
yeah, I'm sure there'll be ways. Then I guess they'll probably have community incentives or competitions and stuff, if I had to guess, to be able to access and get access to those whitelist spots. But yeah, you can fill us all in on it as soon as you guys are getting close. And again, we want to amplify, especially you guys, because man, you guys have been hardcore, like die-hard community members for a long time, and now we're really coming to the fore here. So like, we wanna empower you guys, and by you coming up here empowers everything that we're doing too. And we're all part of the same community end of the day.
100%.
Want to build the floor with solid people. Exactly. There you go. Be very restrictive about who you let in. Make sure that they're not gonna dump on you, and they're gonna hold that strong floor, which is exactly what we want the ICO feature to be able to do, and prove that proof of concept.
And if we know one thing, people on this stream are diamond handers. We do know that. All 107 people listening to this, 100% is So I'm having a good feeling about Only Rose. And also let us know what we have to do to get those whitelist spots, because I'm gonna have to take part in that.
Absolutely. I want in, damn it. Yeah, I think
Are we riot?
Are we riot? Yes, sir. Yeah, I think we're good, man. I don't see any more questions. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Get ready for this Friday. We'll be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, make sure to come back in and hit us up. We'll be in Telegram, Discord, all over the place. So definitely check us out. Check out C-Lady.
There it is. Message C-Lady to get into the private room. There you go, guys. If you don't know, get into the Telegram. She's in there. She's super active all the time. I popped these banners up here for you, Joe, as well, just so you can. These are what we got going on during the week.
Check out what's going on throughout the week down here. All right, guys. I'm Screwgo Joe, DeFi Sean, Mr. Pixels. We'll see you guys on the moon.
Okay, everyone, prepare for launch, and we are live. Current wallet count?
2143 and growing, Doctor.
Great. Let's start by injecting some liquidity. Give ourselves a fighting chance here.
Market cap holding steady.
Dex ads are live.
Nice work. Let's run KOLs in T-minus 10 minutes.
Yes, Doctor.
Doctor, we've had a substantial sell-off.
Well, sucks to be then, now doesn't it? Administer 20 cc's of volume, stat, and increase mind share across social media. Let's put that community to work.
Right away, Doctor.
Market cap increasing dramatically, Doctor.
Dip has been neutralized.
Looks like our little friend is going to make it. Great job, everyone. You make this look easy. Launch your token with surgical precision on lunarpump.fun. Now, with embedded live streaming using some of your favorite trusted platforms.